Friday Night Football coming to you live from Burlingame, California. It's great to have you with us, folks. As always, Sean Hennessy here broadcasting to you live from PlayOnSports.com. Tonight, it's the Half Moon Bay Cougars taking on the Burlingame Panthers. Both teams out on the field as we get ready to kick-start things off here at Burlingame High School. Panthers will receive, and we're underway. Here's the up man for the Panthers taking the ball quickly. This is going to be Evan Struck, far sideline, lowering his shoulder, and finally tackled out of bounds around the 40-yard line. Burlingame coming into this matchup with an overall record of 2-5, 0-3 in the Peninsula League. Half Moon Bay 1-6 on the year. They are 0-2 in the Peninsula League, so someone's going to get a victory here tonight, folks, in league play, which is most important at the high school football level. Panthers on offense, moving left to right. Quarterback Kevin Novice under center, hands it off. This will be a straight dive along the left side of that offensive line, and that's Joe Mahe taking it ahead for a gain of close to 5 yards. So 5 yards on the first rush play of the game out to the 43-yard line. Second down upcoming here for Burlingame. Opening quarter here at Burlingame High School. Temperature hovering around 64 degrees. Beautiful night for high school football. Full moon in effect. Second down, man in motion from far side to near. This will be a quick handoff, and this is Palou. Palou slips by one defender and is finally pushed out of bounds. Very close to the 46-yard line, so a lot of movement, a lot of action for about 2 yards earned on the ground. It's going to bring up third down and 3 for the Panthers offense. First offensive series of this football game, 11 minutes and 12 seconds remaining here in the opening quarter. Quarterback Kevin Novice leading the wing tee style of Burlingame, left to right on your screen in the red uniforms, white pants. Half Moon Bay on defense going right to left, wearing the white jerseys, black pants, orange trim. Third down. This is a handoff that goes left side. Tailback breaks away. This is Kiahi as he slips over into Half Moon Bay territory, crosses the 45, picks up about 10 yards on the ground, and gives the Panthers a first down, a huge rush on third down, as they now mark the ball down around the 43-yard line of Half Moon Bay. That play going on the left side of the offensive line. Burlingame moving the ball nicely. Fourth play of this opening offensive series. And that one was met immediately. Absolutely nowhere to go on the play as Peter Bosic, defensive lineman, came in and was able to tackle the ball carrier, Mahi, for no gain as he was able to penetrate the line of scrimmage. Second down and 10. Ball marked down on the Cougar 43-yard line. Play action pass. Novice sets up, flings it, and that one is caught around the 35-yard line. Pass is complete to Evan Struck around that right hash mark. He came back to the football and caught it for a gain of 9 yards. It's going to bring up third down and 1 for Burlingame. Ball placed on the right hash mark. Burlingame in Cougar territory. Cougars defense lining up in a 3-4 look. Outside linebackers right on the line of scrimmage. Inside backers now showing blitz. Here they come. Handoff goes middle. As the tailback breaks away, Joe Mahi lowers his shoulder, ping-pongs off one linebacker, and is able to pick up a first down. Joe Mahi getting a couple carries early on here on the first offensive series for the Panthers. 9 minutes and 24 seconds remaining here in the opening quarter. First offensive series of the football game. Man in motion from right to left. Mahi once again left side, and he's tripped up in the backfield. Joseph Lohman able to slip through and bring him down by the ankles, but there is a flag thrown on the play. Our head referee tonight is Mike King. Our umpire, Ed Walters. Our head linesman, Mike Fidel. Our line judge, Bruce Scannell. And back judge, John Seavey. We'll wait to see what the official call is. And Mike King waves the flag above his head, which indicates that the penalty is waved off. No foul on the play. Previous play results in a gain of 3 yards on the ground. 9 minutes, 6 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. No score between the Cougars and the Panthers. Half Moon Bay wearing those white uniforms on defense. They face a third down. Mahe once again goes left side, and he's tripped up, but is able to pick up close to 4 yards on the ground. They'll face another third down try. 2 for 2 so far in this series is Burlingame on third downs. The ball is pinned at the 20-yard line of Half Moon Bay, right between the hashes. The Panthers orchestrate that wing T look. They bring the wide receiver over towards the right side of the offensive formation. Novice will hand it off. Mahe lowers his shoulder, and he's hit by Lohman. A battle around the 16-yard line as Mahe and Lohman go head-to-head. And Mahe wins the battle. He needed about 2, and he picked up close to 4 yards on the ground. Another first down for the Panthers, moving the ball rather nicely here on the ground early on in the first quarter. They keep the chains moving. They are now in the red zone with the ball placed on the Cougars' 16-yard line. Defensive backs playing roughly 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. Here's a handoff that goes right side. Keahi, or I beg your pardon, struck the ball carrier, taking the ball along the middle of the offensive line as a flag is thrown around the 15-yard line. And we're going to have a personal foul penalty committed against Burlingame, a huge penalty right here. They were moving the ball rather nicely on the ground. Now they will get the ball pushed back considerably. They had the ball around the 13-yard line. That's a 15-yard penalty. It brings it out to the 27. So Burlingame shooting themselves in the foot early on in the first quarter. Clock continues to roll. 7 minutes and 51 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. No score between Half Moon Bay and Burlingame. Burlingame with the football. Novice lines up. He has 2 wideouts towards the right this side. One's going deep. They set up on the far side for a screen. Mahe takes it. Tripped up. Still on his feet as he's tackled around the 20-yard line. Mahe did it all by himself right there as he was able to slip away from that defensive secondary. He was tripped up at the very last second by Ben Thornton. The outside linebacker was able to grab him by the ankle. He could have had a lot more room to work, but tripped him up for a gain of close to 7 yards. It's going to bring up third down and about 14. Vasconcero, the wide receiver at the bottom of your screen. Miguel Guevara accompanying him as the slot wide receiver. Third down. Novice looks towards his right, gets under center, man in motion. It will be play action as he rolls out, sets up, looking deep for the end zone, has a man, incomplete. He overshot him by a hair. He had a man in the near corner of the end zone on a deep seam route, and that one comes up incomplete. Vasconcero was the intended target, brings up fourth down. So it's going to bring up fourth down for the 20-yard line, and this will be a 37-yard field goal attempt.
This will be a 37-yard field goal attempt by Martinez.
As Martinez lines up, he will have the ball closer towards the left hash mark from 37 yards. Liam Martinez, high snap, it's a fake. The placeholder takes it, and he's tackled in the backfield. Beautiful job by the Half Moon Bay defense, sticking to their guns, and they were able to make the play for no gain. Oscar Covarrubias makes the tackle, and that'll be a turnover on downs as Half Moon Bay's offense heads out onto the field. So a turnover on downs for Burlingame. Great offensive series. They were unable to execute the 37-yard field goal in that previous play. Half Moon Bay now with the football on the 23-yard line. Dominic Pintarelli, the quarterback for the Cougars, directly under center. He sends a wing back in motion, hands it off straight ahead. Making the tackle was Brock Harmon, middle linebacker for the Panthers. Panthers will line up in a 4-3 look and occasionally switch it over to a 5-2 to get more beef on that defensive line. Half Moon Bay running a double wing style offensive formation, so both teams' offense is similar in terms of the formation type, as we have a fumble exchange from center to quarterback, as Pintarelli could not bring the ball in. James Dalton, the center, with an awkward exchange right there. No gain on the play. It's a loss of 1. Now it's 3rd down and 8 for Half Moon Bay. Pintarelli looks over towards his right side, gives the play call to his wide receiver. 3rd down. Fakes the handoff, drops back, and he's sacked. He had nowhere to go. The pressure was tremendous as Joe Johnson sneaks in on the backside for a huge loss. It brings up 4th down. Johnson came in from the backside, had no help, and it brings up 4th down. It's 4th and long for Half Moon Bay. The Panther defense coming up big time on 3rd down here in the first quarter. 5 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the first quarter as Half Moon Bay's special teams lines up to punt the ball away. Robbie Bumgarten lined up to return the punt. Basic boots it away. Bumgarten will let it bounce at the 45, and it takes a Cougar roll as it stays inbounds down to the 43-yard line. Panthers offense will head out onto the field. 5:22 remaining in the first quarter. No score between Half Moon Bay and Burlingame. Three and out for Half Moon Bay. They were unable to get the ball down the field. A botched snap on 2nd down resulted in a huge sack on the next play on 3rd down. And now Panthers with the football. This is a handoff that goes towards the near sideline. And running with authority is Palu down the near sideline as he trucks a defensive back and is able to pick up some very nice yardage, a gain of 11. On the previous offensive series, if you're just tuning in, this is the Panthers' 2nd series on offense here in the first quarter. They turned the ball over on a fake field goal try. They were unsuccessful on picking up the yardage. Here's a pass along the near sideline. It's complete. Vasconcillo down the near sideline, and he picks up some beautiful yardage as he slips away from one defender, picks up the 1st down. Burlingame moving the ball very nicely. 2 straight plays results in 1st down, as they now have the ball around the Half Moon Bay 29-yard line. 5 minutes, 13 seconds remaining in the first. Right hash mark. And flags are thrown before Novice can hand the ball off. This will more than likely be a false start. And indeed it is. 5-yard penalty for the Panthers. That will bring the ball out to the 34-yard line. We're in the first quarter, folks. Sean Hennessy here with you, broadcasting to you live from Burlingame High School. Picture-perfect evening. Temperature around 62 degrees here at opening kickoff. We're in the first quarter, no score. 5 minutes and 12 seconds remaining here in the first. Panthers with the football in their 2nd offensive series. It'll be 1st and 15 following the false start. Novice with 3 backs behind him, as we are going to have defensive offsides. Sam Buckingham, the left defensive end, appeared to jump across the line of scrimmage. And that'll be a 5-yard penalty, so the ball now moves back to the previous down marker. It's now back to the 29. So we have a false start against the Panthers, then we have defensive offsides. It's back to 1st and 10. Mahe will take it again as he bowls ahead towards the right side of that defensive line. James Dalton in on the tackle for Half Moon Bay. Playing along the right side of that defensive line. Gain of 3. It's 2nd down. 4 minutes, 50 seconds remaining in the first quarter. This handoff will go near sideline, but they're stuffing it away. Half Moon Bay all over it. All over the play. As Peter Bosic came in and sniffed that play out for a loss of close to 5 yards. He was able to penetrate the left side, or I beg your pardon, the right side of that offensive line for a huge loss. It's now 3rd down and 11 for Burlingame. 4 minutes and 14 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Third down. Play action, Novice sets up far side, looking deep for the end zone, and the pass is deflected. At the last second, the defensive back closed in. Oscar Covarrubias came in and swatted the ball away. The intended target was Palou down the near sideline. It was one-on-one coverage as Covarrubias came in at the last second to bat the ball down. It's going to bring up 4th and 11. 4th and 11 from the 31-yard line. From this range, it would be about a 48-yard field goal try, but Burlingame's offense remains on the field. 4 wide receivers go out. Novice, beautiful protection, has all day, flings it middle, passes, it's caught. It was tipped twice, falls into the hand of Palou as he's tackled and drugged down inside the 5-yard line. What a grab. He tips it twice into his body and picks up the first down on 4th down. Biggest play so far for Burlingame as Palou tips the ball not once but twice and brings it into his body. It's 1st and goal now for Burlingame at the Cougar 3-yard line. They have it on the right hash mark. 3 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Novice with 2 backs behind him in the I formation. This will be a dive to the fullback, straight ahead, and that's a touchdown. Joe Mahe takes the dive, and that's a 3-yard rushing score for Burlingame. So Martinez will line up for the PAT try. Hold is down, kick is away, and it's perfect. 7-0 is our score. Mahe punches it in from 3 yards out. Burlingame leads Half Moon Bay with 3 minutes and 16 seconds remaining in the first quarter. You're listening in to PlayOnSports.com. Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you are enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP. Sean Hennessy here with you. We're broadcasting to you live from Burlingame High School. 7 plays, 55 yards for Burlingame on that previous offensive series results in a 3-yard rushing score by Mahe. The fullback takes the dive, and Burlingame is ahead now, 7-0. PAT was good. And Half Moon Bay will get an opportunity to send their offense back out on the field. They have only had the ball once here in the first quarter. As the ensuing kickoff is away. Bounces at the 20. This is Daniel Welch, who takes it out to the 35-yard line. Half Moon Bay's offense will line up from their own 35. Ball placed on the left hash mark. As they are now moving right to left on your screen, wearing the white uniforms, black bottoms, white helmets. Whistles blow before Pintarelli can even get the ball away. He was lining up for a deep pass. He faked the handoff as both wide receivers appeared to go out into the coverage, but it will be a false start against the Cougars. It will make it 1st and 15. Neither team has a win in league play so far this year. Both teams coming out of the Peninsula League. Burlingame 0-3 on the season. Half Moon Bay 0-2 in league play. Handoff will go straight ahead, and Burlingame will have nothing to do with it. They sniff it out right from the get-go. Pintarelli took the call for no gain. It's going to bring up second down.
It is 2nd and 15 for Half Moon Bay.
Aiden Garcia, the wide receiver at the bottom of your screen, lined up around the 30-yard line. Double wing look as Pintarelli fakes the handoff. Under pressure, tries to get rid of it, and finally dumps it off to a safety back who takes it along the near sideline. That one looked like it was going to be a disaster, but Ben Thornton took the ball as Pintarelli was able to get it away at the last second, and that will go for a gain of close to 6 yards, complete pass. Now it's 3rd down and 7. 2 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Pintarelli will roll out far side, sets up, passes deep. And that one is going to be a 50-50 jump ball. It's complete down the far sideline. Heck of a grab downfield as Daniel Welch jumped up and almost pinned that football against the defender's helmet for a huge completion. It's going to be a 1st down for Half Moon Bay as they cross over into Burlingame territory. The ball will be placed on the Burlingame 37-yard line. Half Moon Bay going right to left. Fullback will take it over towards the left side of the offensive line. It's a triple option look from Half Moon Bay. They call it the double wing. But in fact, when you get a chance to talk with head coach Keith Holden, he tells you it's really more of a triple option style look. They will incorporate all types of traps, options, fake handoffs, and what you saw in the previous play, deep passes even from this double wing look. That one going nowhere. Making the tackle was Kyle Potts in the backfield for Burlingame, playing the nose guard position on that Panther defensive line. 3rd down. Pintarelli pitches it, but to no one. Finally, the back is able to get it. That's Welch. Welch tackled around the 34-yard line. That play could have been disastrous for Half Moon Bay, but Welch was able to take the ball off a one-hop like a shortstop. Picked it up in his gut and was able to get 2 yards on the ground. It's going to bring up 4th down for Half Moon Bay. 38 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Burlingame 7, Half Moon Bay nothing. 4th down. Offense out on the field. Pintarelli looks toward the coaches, and now we have a timeout. At the last second, that was John Philippopoulos. The head coach for Half Moon Bay decides to burn his first timeout. He'll have 2 remaining. Burlingame with all 3 timeouts left here in the first half. 24 seconds left in the first quarter. Panthers 7, Cougars nothing on PlayOnSports.com. Fourth and 6 for Half Moon Bay. They have the ball on the Panther 35-yard line. 24 ticks left in the first quarter. Panthers 7, Cougars nothing. It'll be 4th down. Pintarelli. Wingback goes in motion right to left. He throws far side. Pass is caught by, it looked like that was Thornton, but it's going to be well short of the 1st down marker. Turnover on downs. Panthers will now have the ball as they take over. It will be marked down on the 34-yard line. 17 seconds left to play now in the first. Panthers in their previous offensive series went 7 plays for 55 yards and a touchdown by Mahe from 3 yards out. And that's where we currently stand, 7-0 in favor of Burlingame. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. Novice hands it off towards the right side as Mahe takes it again, getting the bulk of the carries here in the opening quarter. And that will be the last play of the first quarter as the clock strikes 0. We've played one here from Burlingame High School. It's the Panthers 7, Cougars nothing here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. Sean Hennessy here with you, broadcasting to you live from Burlingame High School. You're tuning in to PlayOnSports.com, and we're your destination for high school sports. 1 quarter in the books as we get ready to start the second quarter. Teams switch sides, 2nd down, Panthers going right to left. Mahe takes it on a handoff towards the near sideline and finally drug out of bounds as he's able to pick up the 1st down. Making the tackle on the play for Half Moon Bay was John Bawley as he was able to drag down Mahe along the near sideline. Mahe, a big back, well over 6 feet and well over 200 pounds in that Panthers offense. 1st and 10. This is Palu bobbing and weaving as he crosses the 50, but there's a penalty flag thrown back at the Panther 44. Mike King, our referee, indicates it was, in fact, a block below the waist or an illegal block committed against the defense. So Half Moon Bay getting charged right there. This will give the Panthers a fresh set of downs and really give them some nice room to work. They started this drive on their own 34. That's a 15-yard penalty as the ball is now pinned down on the Cougar 32. A huge penalty committed against Half Moon Bay's defense. Kevin Novice has 2 backs behind him. Kiahi will take the carry from the tailback position as he works the right side. This one will go for a gain of close to 4 yards on the ground. It'll bring up 2nd down upcoming. 11 minutes and 2 seconds left here in the first half. We're in the second quarter. Burlingame 7, Half Moon Bay nothing. Burlingame with all 3 timeouts remaining in this first half. Half Moon Bay has 2. Blitz from the outside, and that pass is incomplete. It tips off the outstretched hands of Paris Basconcillo, I beg your pardon. He's unable to bring the pass in as he was diving towards the near sideline. Incomplete. 3rd down here for the Panthers offense. The ball is placed on the 19-yard line. Correction. The ball is placed around the 29-yard line, in between the hashes. 3rd down. Palu in motion. Now he checks back towards the near side. And nowhere to go. The blitz came on the right side as Ben Thornton gets credit in the backfield for a loss. It's 4th down. Thornton penetrated the line of scrimmage. No one touched him. He gets credit for the tackle.
It is 4th and 7 for Burlingame.
Panthers line up in their huddle, head back towards the line of scrimmage. 4th down. It would be about a 47-yard field goal try from this range, but the Panthers keep their offense out on the field. It will be a pass. Novice under pressure. Gets by 2 players. Flag down. Takes it near side. And he'll get swung out of bounds just outside the 20-yard line. But that flag was thrown in the backfield, and it will be an illegal block below the waist by the Panthers offense. And this will more than likely be declined by Half Moon Bay, and they'll take over. So the penalty is declined. It was an illegal block below the waist committed against the Panthers offense, and that'll be a turnover on downs as Half Moon Bay declines the penalty.
Cougars take over 1st and 10.
And they will now have possession on their own 24-yard line. We're in the second quarter, 9 minutes and 55 seconds left to play. This will be the 3rd offensive series of the football game for Half Moon Bay. Their first resulted in a punt, and their second was a turnover on down. As Dominic Pintarelli tries to get this offense going. Option handoff as the fullback takes it straight ahead for a gain of close to 4 yards. 2nd down upcoming for Half Moon Bay. Half Moon Bay moving left to right, wearing the white jerseys, black bottoms, white helmets. Panthers on defense going right to left in the red jerseys, red helmets, white bottoms. Rush play goes up the middle this time for a gain of maybe 2. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and about 4 to go for Half Moon Bay. They have the ball around their own 30-yard line, right hash mark. Ben Thornton, the tailback, lined up directly behind Pintarelli. 3rd down. Man in motion. This will be a pitch towards the far side. That's Welch. Welch still alive as he's tackled at the 36, but a flag thrown back at the line of scrimmage. Laundry on the field. We'll wait to see what the official call is from our referee, Mike King. Clock is stopped with 8 minutes and 54 seconds left in the second quarter. 7-0 our score in favor of Burlingame. Penalty goes against Burlingame. Official call is an illegal block. It'll be a 1st down for Half Moon Bay, as the ball now crosses over into Panther territory. And then we now have a timeout, timeout on the field called by Burlingame. They burn their first timeout. Each team now with 2 timeouts remaining. We're in the second quarter, 7-0 in favor of Burlingame. Eight minutes and 54 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. 7-0 is our score in favor of the Panthers of Burlingame High School. We're at Burlingame High visiting Half Moon Bay. The Cougars trail by a touchdown. 1st and 10 as they have the ball around the Panther 48-yard line. Fullback takes the carry on the left side of the offensive line for a gain of 1. Defense for the Panthers really trying to bring as many backers as they can and stuff the box to try to stop that double wing look that Half Moon Bay shows on the offensive front. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9 for Cougars. Pintarelli will drop back 3 steps. Ball is tipped incomplete. Deflected at the line.
Pintarelli's pass.
Appeared to be Sam Buckingham on the left side of that defensive line. No, I stand corrected. Making the grab right there and actually deflecting the pass was Benji Palou, the big guy, number 54. Palou got his big bear claw up there and swatted the ball away. It's now third down.
3rd and 9.
Man in motion from far side to near. Pintarelli under all sorts of pressure and is just forced to dump it away. He had nowhere to go as Joe Johnson was all over him like a glove. It's now 4th down. 4th down and 8. First down marker is at the Panther 37-yard line. And we'll see if Half Moon Bay brings their special teams unit out on the field, and indeed they do. Peter Basic lined up to punt the ball away. Gives it a nice kick, spiraling, and it will be fair caught at the 19-yard line.
Panthers take over 1st and 10.
Robbie Bumgarten with the fair catch for Burlingame, and the Panthers offense will head back out onto the field. 8 minutes and 9 seconds left to play in the second quarter. Burlingame will go from their own 19-yard line, right to left. Ball marked down on the right hash mark. Defense sends one inside backer. Novice under pressure, sets up for the screen. Pass is caught by Palou. Palou tries to get past some defenders in the backfield, able to get over towards the line of scrimmage, and finally goes out of bounds across the far side of the field. He easily slipped 2 tackles back around the 10-yard line, but there is a flag thrown. Mike King and his officiating staff busy here in this first half. Another flag down. And they're signaling that this will go against Half Moon Bay. It's a face mask penalty. And it's in the 5-yard variety. And of course, to determine the proper face mask, it was incidental, so that would be in the 5-yard variety. If it was intentional, it would have been 15. In the meantime, Bumgarten takes the carry as he tries to work the near sideline, but then cuts it back in. He was playing that right wingback position, saw nothing around the 30-yard line, and then cut it back in and finally tackled around that left hash mark. He picks up enough yardage for a Burlingame first down. They now have it on their own 33-yard line. 7 minutes and 25 seconds left to play in the second quarter. Defense steps up. It'll be a handoff to Mahe as the Panthers continue to pound the ball straight ahead. Jonathan Bali making the tackle. Bali, the middle linebacker for Half Moon Bay. Not the biggest guy out in the field, folks, but he'll step up and pop you as he gets credit for the tackle. Second down. The ball is now placed around the 37. All sorts of motion as Mahe slips away from 2 tacklers and takes it down to the 43. The kid was easily tied up in the backfield, but somehow was able to use his high knees and get past at least 2 defenders as he's tackled close to the 43-yard line. Brings up 3rd and 1. 6 minutes and 21 seconds left to play in the second quarter. Burlingame 7, Half Moon Bay nothing. Novice telling his wingback to get behind him as Mahe goes right side, and he picks up the first down. This kid is the driving force in this Panthers offense, getting the bulk of the carries, picking up those hard-earned yardage between the tackles. He just lowers his shoulder, drives ahead, and it's now 1st and 10 once again for Burlingame. They have it on their own 45-yard line in between the hashes. First and 10. 2 wide receivers at the bottom of your screen. Novice rolls out and looks towards the bottom. Pass is complete. That was Omar Allen with the reception. Ran a nice comeback route. And that was Victor Rivera coming up from the defensive back position, getting credit for the tackle. The defensive backs for Half Moon Bay playing anywhere between 5 and 10 yards off the line of scrimmage, and that's really what the Panthers are noticing right now by utilizing those 5 to 10 comeback routes, really pushing those defensive backs backwards as Palu still drives ahead. Had his jersey tugged down from the rear, and he still pulls off an excellent rush and picks up another Burlingame first down. Marco Sarabia made the tackle, but it was a shoestring tackle as he was able to bring down Palu by the ankles at the very last second. It's first and 10 now as the Panthers cross over into Half Moon Bay territory. Mahe again driving as Ben Thornton gets credit for the tackle, but he feels the brute force of Mahe as Mahe picks up close to 8 yards. Mahe will take a quick breather as Keone Keahi steps in for Burlingame to see if he gets his number called. Allen is the wide receiver down at the bottom of your screen. Keahi is the tailback directly behind Novice. Pass play, Allen catches it. Now tries to power down the field. And he's tackled around the 20-yard line. 2 receptions here in the second quarter for Omar Allen. This one results in another Panther first down. 3 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Panthers moving the ball nicely, methodically here on this offensive series. They lead this football game 7-0. Handoff goes right side, and the tailback is tripped up around the 5-yard line, I beg your pardon. Keahi working the right side of the offensive line, tripped up. Right side of that offensive line doing a great job for Burlingame. Right guard is Travis Flowers. Right tackle is Abe Guzman. Really doing their job as we have a timeout on the field. Timeout on the field with 3 minutes and 18 seconds left to play in the second quarter. Cougars 7. I beg your pardon, Cougars nothing, Panthers 7. Here on PlayOnSports.com. First and goal for Burlingame at the Cougar 8-yard line. Panthers trying to go up 2 scores. They lead 7-0. 3:18 left to play in the second quarter. Timeout was called by Half Moon Bay. They have 1 remaining. Burlingame with 2 left here in the first half. Handoff goes left side. Tailback cuts it in and will be down inside the 1. Baumgarten trying to take that towards the near pylon, cut it back inside the last second, and takes it down to the 1-yard line. Nearly had a touchdown, but was tripped up at the very last second. Brings up second down and goal at the Cougar 1. Ball placed on the left hash mark. Keahi will take the handoff, actually ran into Novice and will not get in. Novice and Keahi bumped into each other on the handoff exchange, allowing the defensive line to come up and stop that play. It's now 3rd and goal, and it's actually going to be a loss of close to 2 yards. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to play in the second quarter. Omar Allen lined up at the wide receiver position on the right side. Palou takes the handoff, has a blocker in front of him, but he's tackled at the 2. He did not get in. Palou did not get in. He tried to follow that big barricade, but could not get in. It's going to bring up 4th and goal from the 1-yard line. He had a wall in front of him, at least 2 blockers, but Half Moon Bay sniffed it out on that left side of the defense. Outside backers stepping up, defensive line doing their job.
It is 4th and goal from the 2-yard line. There was no gain on the last play.
So it's 4th down. Clock continues to roll. 1 minute and 22 seconds. Now whistles blow, and Burlingame will think it over as they burn their second timeout. Each team with 1 timeout remaining here in the second quarter. When we come back, it'll be 4th and goal for Burlingame. They're up 7-0. Fourth down for Burlingame, and they line up to go for the field goal try. They think it over and decide to send Liam Martinez out for a 20-yard field goal try. The kick is away, and it's good. It goes just inside the left upright, and Martinez drills a 20-yard field goal. So Martinez tacks on a couple more points for Burlingame. They lead 10-0 with 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining in the second quarter. PlayOn Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at PlayOn Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube and youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Burlingame decided to burn a timeout on 4th down, and they brought Liam Martinez out onto the field to try a 20-yard field goal. He drilled it, and now Burlingame has a nice 10-0 cushion here in the second quarter with 1 minute and 20 seconds to play. Half Moon Bay will have 1 timeout to work with. Here is the ensuing kickoff. Immediately signaling for a fair catch is one of the upmen for Half Moon Bay. And that was Dominic Pintarelli, the quarterback, who wisely actually signaled for a fair catch to keep as much time on that clock as possible for one last-minute offensive scoring drive before the first half comes to a close. Beautiful evening here at Burlingame High, folks. Full moon out here this evening. Peninsula League battle. Both these teams at the bottom tier of the Peninsula League, but both these teams searching for their first league win. Pass play down the near sideline for Half Moon Bay, complete. Receiver crosses the 35-yard line before he goes out of bounds. Bali with the reception. Picks up a nice chunk of yardage. And that'll be a first down for Half Moon Bay. Bali got out of bounds, stops the clock at 1 minute, 11 seconds. 1st and 10, Half Moon Bay going left to right. Ball is deflected and intercepted. The ball was tipped and Kevin Moore comes diving in and picks the football off. Nick Redfield appeared to tip it at the line of scrimmage. As Kevin Moore picks the football off, and now Panthers back on offense. Novice throws this one towards the flat, and it's picked off. Back-to-back plays result in an interception. Kevin Moore picked it off just a few seconds ago. Novice under pressure, throws it towards the far side, and he's picked off. Getting credit is Ben Thornton. Ben Thornton with the interception, the outside linebacker, staying on target, reading the play, picks it off in the far side flat, and Half Moon Bay is back on offense. Back-to-back turnovers, I should say, on consecutive plays as that pass play goes incomplete. Pass was intended for Daniel Welch. 2nd and 10. So, boy, just before you can blink, back-to-back plays result in turnovers. Now Half Moon Bay with the football. They have 51 seconds remaining. Here in the second quarter, it'll be 2nd down and 10. Pintarelli sends a man in motion. Fakes the handoff and now gives it towards the inside wingback who has some room to work. This is Welch, near side at the 40. Welch at the 30, the 20, and goes out of bounds around the 19. Best play of the night so far for Half Moon Bay. Daniel Welch had some great blocking, cut it back towards the inside. The clock stops at 39 seconds, and Half Moon Bay has a shot to put some points up on the board before the second quarter comes to a close. Pass play is thrown towards the near side, ruled incomplete immediately. That was intended for Peter Bosic, the wide receiver along the near side of your screen. Ball was thrown low. It's going to bring up 2nd down. Only shoot a couple seconds off the clock. There's 36 seconds remaining. Burlingame 10, Half Moon Bay nothing. 3 wide receivers lined up for the Cougars. And this will be a handoff to Thornton. Pintarelli exchanging that football to his tailback. Gain of close to 4 yards on the ground. And Half Moon Bay burns their final timeout of the first half. It stops the clock with 28 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Burlingame 10, Half Moon Bay nothing, here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. Cougars with the football. It'll be 3rd down. We're in the second quarter, 28 seconds remaining. Burlingame with a 10-0 cushion. Pintarelli will roll out towards the far side, has some nice blockers, throws it into triple coverage, intercepted. Palu picks it off. Dances at the 5, stays on his feet, and is tackled at the 8-yard line. Pintarelli easily threw that into triple coverage. Palu gets credit with the interception. So 3 turnovers here in this second quarter. 2 committed by Half Moon Bay, 1 committed by Burlingame. As quarterback Dominic Pintarelli of Half Moon Bay has 2 interceptions under his belt here in the first half. The first one was deflected by defensive lineman Nick Redfield. It was intercepted by Kevin Moore. And then just a few seconds ago, Palu picks the ball off. A defensive tackle listed on the defensive stat sheet picks that ball off. Half Moon Bay was on offense because Ben Thornton intercepted the pass when he was playing outside linebacker. So a lot of turnover action here late in the second quarter. There was a flag on the play. On the ensuing return, it looks like it was against the Panthers. So they're backed up inside their own 5-yard line. They appear to have the ball in their own 4. As Novice just takes a knee, and the Panthers are happy going into halftime with a nice 10-0 lead here on their home field. We've played 2, we've got 1 half left to go for you. Burlingame 10, Half Moon Bay nothing here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. Welcome back, folks, to PlayOnSports.com. Sean Hennessy here with you. We've reached halftime here at Burlingame High School. Panthers lead the Cougars of Half Moon Bay by a score of 10-0. Welcome to the PlayOnSports.com halftime show. Quick first half, if you were tuning in, a lot of action being kept on the ground, and Burlingame has the lead so far in this football game. Let's give you a scoring recap. Back in the first quarter, it was a 3-yard rushing touchdown from Joe Mahe from 3 yards out that gave Burlingame a 7-0 lead. Later on in the second quarter, it was 4th down, and Liam Martinez came out onto the field for Burlingame to try a 20-yard field goal. Kick was good, and that gave the Panthers a 10-0 lead, and that is pretty much where we currently stand here on PlayOnSports.com. But I think the bigger story to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, are the turnovers that took place towards the latter portion of that second quarter. 3 turnovers in the final 5 minutes of that second quarter have really been the controversy here at Burlingame High School, as quarterback Dominic Pentarelli was intercepted not once but twice in the final 5 minutes of that second quarter, and it was actually Kevin Moore and Manis Palu getting credit with the interceptions for Burlingame. But you have to remember that Burlingame also had an interception of their own. Kevin Novice threw a pick towards the far side of the field in the right flat that was intercepted by outside linebacker Ben Thornton. So 3 total interceptions, 2 for Half Moon Bay, 1 for Burlingame in that second quarter. But if you're a Half Moon Bay fan, they are struggling right now on offense. They have not really been able to move the ball all that well on the ground. Daniel Welch is the leading rusher for Half Moon Bay with 55 yards on the ground. And as far as their leading receivers, it would be Ben Thornton with 2 catches for 11 yards. Daniel Welch has 1 grab for 24 yards. Joe Mahe leads the game in rushing. He has 15 carries for 59 yards, 1 TD. Palu is the leading receiver for Burlingame, 2 catches for 30 yards. On the defensive side for Half Moon Bay, Joseph Lohman doing work. 8 total tackles so far here in the matchup. On the flip side for Burlingame, Brock Harmon, 6 tackles underneath his belt. 10-0 is our score here at the half. Sean Hennessy here with you, broadcasting to you live from Burlingame High School. Thank you for tuning in to PlayOnSports.com. We're your destination for high school sports. First downs, as we take a look at the statistics here from the first half. Burlingame had 13, Half Moon Bay with 5. Burlingame with 131 rushing yards in that first half, as opposed to Half Moon Bay's 61. So Burlingame really controlling the football on offense and chewing up a lot of clock in that first half. 10-0 is our score, folks, in favor of the Panthers at the half. When we come back, we'll kickstart the second half right here on PlayOnSports.com. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to PlayOnSports.com. We're your destination for high school sports. Halftime over with. It's through. Third half upcoming. Half Moon Bay will receive the football. They kicked it off to start the football game. Panthers lead the Cougars 10-0 as we get ready to start the third quarter of play here at Burlingame High School. Martinez lines up to kick it away. He drilled a 20-yard field goal back in the second quarter to give Burlingame their current 10-0 lead as we start the third quarter. Up man from the 20-yard line, that's Welch of Half Moon Bay, tackled at the 35, a gain of 10 yards on the kickoff return. So Half Moon Bay will try to get their offense going. They were shut out in that first half. Turned the ball over twice. And we're only able to produce 61 yards of rushing offense. And this will be a keeper up the middle, I beg your pardon. That's actually Ben Thornton. First play of the second half, breaking away down the far sideline. He was lined up directly behind Pintarelli, had a huge hole, shuffled towards the far side of the field, and picked up close to 25 yards on the ground. So now the football is placed at the Burlingame 30-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Cougars. Option play. This is Pintarelli keeping it. Does not pitch the ball and is tackled at the 25-yard line. Almost decided to chuck the football away. And coming up and making the tackle was Robbie Baumgarten. A gain of close to 6 yards on the option towards the near side. We're in the third quarter, 11 minutes and 12 seconds remaining. 2nd down and 4. Double wing formation. Left wing in motion. And taking the carry was John Bali, the motion man. Pickup of about 1 yard. It's now going to bring up 3rd down and a long 3 for Half Moon Bay. They have crossed over into Burlingame territory. They have the ball on the right hash mark. It's pinned down on the Burlingame 24. 3rd down. Pintarelli pitches it towards the far side. Welch finds a hole and is tackled at the 15 for a Cougar first down. And we have a late flag thrown in across the far side of the field. Mike King, our referee in tonight's matchup, discussing the penalty now with his officials. The play would result in a first down, but we'll wait to see who it's going to be called on. And it's a personal foul call against Half Moon Bay. That's a big one in the 15-yard variety. Would have been a first down. One of the players, obviously frustrated down in the field, commits a personal foul penalty. It would have been first down for Half Moon Bay inside the 20. It would have been a red zone opportunity. Instead now, they're going to be pushed back around the Panther 30-yard line. It looked like the penalty was committed once the ball was down or once the play was ruled dead. So the first down will count. Officials move him back to the Panther 31. Cougars with the football, moving left to right on your screen. Wearing the white jerseys, white helmets, black bottoms. Ball is fumbled, but picked up by the quarterback, Dominic Pintarelli, who is trying to run an option play towards the near side. His pitch man was John Bali, but he had a defensive back in front of Bali. The ball came loose, he fumbled it, picked it up at the last second, and then got drilled. Was tackled by at least 2 defenders for a loss of 1. Nine minutes, 52 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 2nd down. As Pintarelli nearly runs into his own man again. That time it was Daniel Welch getting the carry. He picks up about 2. Ball marked down on the Panther 30 in between the hashes. 3rd down and 9 for Half Moon Bay. Welch in motion, takes the toss towards the far side, cuts it back, now has some room, lowers his shoulder and takes it inside the 25. Awkward play as Dominic Pintarelli pitched the ball towards the far side. Someone grabbed him by his ankles as that ball was lobbed to Welch, and he was able to find something and take it along that left hash mark for a gain of about 7. Well shy of the 1st down. It's 4th and 3. It would be a 41-yard field goal from this range. Half Moon Bay's offense remains on the field. They have 2 wide receivers lined up towards the right, 1 towards the top of your screen. Pass is thrown toward the top, caught. Receiver at the 10, breaks away, tackled inside the 5. A huge completion on 4th down. And making the grab on the play was Aiden Garcia. Picks up the 1st down for Half Moon Bay. It's now 1st and goal. Half Moon Bay started this series on their own 35-yard line, moving the ball nicely. It's 1st and goal. They have it on the Panther 4. As Pintarelli hands the ball off to the fullback, absolutely nowhere to go. And coming up and making the stop was Benji Palou, the big defensive tackle. He gets credit. 2nd down and goal. 10-0 is our score in favor of Burlingame, but Half Moon Bay threatening. 2nd and goal. Toss, middle, dive for the end zone, touchdown! John Bally, give him credit. It's a 3-yard rushing score, and the Cougars are on the board. So John Bally gets credit for the rushing score. An amazing offensive series, a great start to this 2nd half as Half Moon Bay is able to punch it in. They go 65 yards as the PAT try is up and away, and it's good. 10-7 is our score, but Half Moon Bay puts up their 1st touchdown in the football game. 7 minutes and 51 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. You're tuning in to PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP. Half Moon Bay came out angry, folks, to start this 3rd quarter. They go 65 yards down the field, and it was John Bally punching the football in from 3 yards out. And now Half Moon Bay trails by only 3. It's 10-7 Burlingame. Mario Sarabia lining up to boot the ball away on the ensuing kickoff. It will be taken at the 20. And this is Baumgarten with a lane. Near sideline, he's gone! At the 20, inside the 10, touchdown as he puts a finger up and says, you know it, baby. That's a touchdown for Burlingame. Count it. An 80-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. An 80-yard kickoff return for a touchdown for Burlingame. Will extend the lead now. The PAT attempt is on its way, and it's no good as Martinez slices it towards the right side. The score will stand at 16-7 in favor of Burlingame. Retry on the PAT attempt. There was a flag on the play, so Martinez will line up for a second opportunity. Another flag comes in.
Penalty flag is down.
Robbie Bumgarten, an 80-yard kickoff return for a touchdown for the Panthers. Really got this crowd into it. They were up on their feet as he was balancing that near sideline. As soon as he crossed the 50, he was gone. He even had enough time to put one finger up in the air and point towards the sky. He had a lane, he saw it, and he broke away. Penalty goes against Burlingame that will push them back 5 yards. So now the ball is marked down at the 7-yard line. 23-yard PAT try for Liam Martinez to make the score 17-7. PAT up, PAT good. 17-7. Panthers. (17-7). Burlingame strikes on special teams as Robbie Bumgartner takes it 80 yards on a kickoff return. Here's Welch for Half Moon Bay on the ensuing kickoff as he takes it down to his own 23-yard line. Cougars will have the football following that amazing special teams play. But don't forget, they had an excellent offensive scoring drive of their own to start that second half. It was really overlooked because of that special teams play by Bumgartner. They went 65 yards as John Bally capped off a 3-yard rushing score to give them a touchdown up on the board. They trailed 10-7. And then the special teams play really pushed it open. It's now 17-7. As the ball carrier goes straight ahead, we now have an injured player down on the field. It will be 2nd down and 7. Sean Hennessy here with you, broadcasting to you live from Burlingame High School. 7 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. And we'd like to remind you that PlayOnSports.com is not only your destination for Friday night football action, but it's also the place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoff and championship events in all sports from across the country. PlayOnSports.com. High school sports lives here. 17-7 is our score in favor of Burlingame. We go back to the 1st quarter. It was Mahi from 3 yards out for the Panthers that gave them an early 7-0 lead. And then in the 2nd quarter, it was Liam Martinez who drilled a 20-yard field goal, 10-0 in favor of Burlingame. And then the first offensive series of the second half for Half Moon Bay, they came out swinging. They went 65 yards and capped it off with a 3-yard rushing score from John Bally. That made the score 10-7. And just a few moments ago, Robbie Bumgartner excited everyone here at Burlingame High School as he took the football on a kickoff return 80 yards to the house. And that's where we currently stand, 17-7 in favor of Burlingame. We are at an injury timeout right now here in the football game. So if you're tuning in and wondering what's going on, the injured Panther on the field appeared to be Benji Palu, who is a key player for Burlingame. Not only is he a captain, he's a starting left guard for the Panthers, and he's also a starting D tackle. favoring that left foot, not even putting any pressure on it as he's being assisted by 2 players off the field. We hope he's okay. A big-time performer for Burlingame High School, being assisted off the field. It will be second down for the Panthers as we resume play. Quarterback Dominic Pintarelli will line up directly under center, sends a man in motion, fakes the handoff. Now he gives it away, and the tailback breaks it open. That was Daniel Welch taking the carry and moving it ahead for a gain of close to 7 yards on the ground. It's going to bring up a first down for Half Moon Bay as they now have the football around their own 31-yard line. In between the hashes, moving left to right on your screen, wearing the white jerseys, black pants, white helmets. Panthers show blitz. Here they come. This will be a pass play, nearly intercepted. Peter Bosic was the intended target, but I tell you what, the defensive back, who was actually playing safety at the time, Derek Noonan, nearly picked that football off. He had both hands on it as that ball was thrown well behind Peter Bosic from quarterback Dominic Pintarelli. Thankfully, it drops down if you're a Half Moon Bay fan. It brings up second down and 10. A handoff towards the middle. Pintarelli dove back towards the line of scrimmage like it was a fumble. As Thornton took the carry for a gain of 1. It's now third down and 9. 6 minutes, 29 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Cougars with the football around their own 32, in between the hashes. Panthers D lining up in a 3-4 look. That ball is tipped. It's caught at the last second. That's Welch. Welch spinning away but tackled around the 39. He had nowhere to go as Robbie Bumgarten came in, made the tackle. Only a gain of 1 brings up fourth down. So it's going to bring up fourth down. Correction on the previous play, a gain of 6 yards through the air. It's fourth down and 3. Half Moon Bay keeps their offense on the field. They sent a man in motion, and that was Pintarelli trying to bark out the calls to get that defensive line to jump off sides, and they do. It's going to be a penalty against Burlingame. That's a 5-yard penalty, and that will be a Half Moon Bay first down. A great play call, rather, by Half Moon Bay head football coach Keith Holden on fourth down. Tells his quarterback to bark out the call, and that defensive line jumps. First and 10, Welch, the ball carrier, goes far side, cuts it back inside the 40. A great rushing play on first down results in a gain of 16. Half Moon Bay in business in this second half, moving the ball nicely on the ground. They cross over into Panther territory as they now have it on the Burlingame 37-yard line, left hash mark. Half Moon Bay moving left to right. First and 10 with 5 minutes and 18 seconds remaining in the third quarter, 17-7 in favor of Burlingame. Defense shows blitz on the outside. Here they come. It'll be a handoff that goes left. And that offensive line pushing and shoving, and a late flag comes in. That one thrown by John Seavey, our back judge. That came in well after the play was through. Mike King is our referee. We'll wait to see what the official call is. But that flag came in well after the ball carrier was down. Flag around the 32. And where it's thrown, you'd have to think it might be going against the defense. Perhaps a face mask or personal foul. No, it's a personal foul against Half Moon Bay. Another key penalty against Half Moon Bay. We don't have the official statistics for you in terms of what the penalties are, but that's at least Half Moon Bay's second, if not third, personal foul penalty in this football game. A huge one, 15-yarder. It's second and long, to say the least. Scoreboard says second and 23 following the personal foul penalty. Pintarelli drops back, throws it near side flat. Pass is caught by Welch, and he has nowhere to go. Tackled at the 47. This will go down as a loss of close to 3 yards as the defensive backs closed in. Baumgarten was in there, and assisting him was Derek Noonan, the first man to trip him up. It's 3rd and forever for Half Moon Bay. We may just see how strong Dominic Pintarelli's arm is on this next play. He lines up with 2 wide receivers flanked out deep towards the left. 1 lined up on the bottom. Late pass and the ball is incomplete. The receiver could not bring it in. That's Peter Bosic on the bottom of your screen. He could not hold on to the football, and it's 4th down. A design fake pass towards the far side by Pintarelli. He looks back towards the near, throws it, but it's incomplete for Half Moon Bay, and on will come the special teams unit. Baumgarten and Keahi line up to return the ball. They stand around their own 25-yard line. Basic will punt the ball. He stands at his own 34. Panthers bringing pressure on the punt. Basic gets it away. Fair catch called for by Baumgarten around the 15-yard line. So the Panthers will take over 1st and 10 around their own 15. 4:22 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Burlingame with a 10-point cushion in this football game. It was Robbie Baumgartner who really lit this place up on the special teams play. An 80-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. As the Panthers take over on offense. 1st and 10, handoff goes right. No gain on the play. Great job by John Bali coming up and making the tackle for a short gain, only 1 on the ground. Bali making a couple nice tackles, the middle linebacker for that Half Moon Bay defense. As we have approximately 4 minutes remaining now in the 3rd quarter. 2nd down and 9. Novice with 3 different backs behind him. Gives it to Palu. Palu breaks ahead and is tackled at the 23-yard line. Ben Thornton in on the tackle as he lowers his shoulder and drives ahead. It was a nice form tackle going low at the legs as he was able to dive in there. And give credit to Daniel Welch in that previous play as well, coming up from the safety position and assisting his backers. This one goes towards the far side. Keahi tripped up. And that time it was Ben Thornton solo stopping that play. It's going to bring up 4th and 1. So Half Moon Bay's defense holds strong. And on comes the special teams unit for Burlingame. Daniel Welch back deep to return the ball for Half Moon Bay. He stands around the 50-yard line directly at midfield, in between the Panther logo. Liam Martinez, the punter, stands around his own 10. 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if Half Moon Bay brings the house, and they do. Martinez boots it away. End over end punt will be caught at the 45. Welch slips 1 tackle but can't break away from the 2nd. And you got to give credit right there to Peter Johnson on the special teams tackle for the Panthers. We're in the 3rd quarter, folks. Thank you for tuning in to PlayOnSports.com. Happy to have you a part of our broadcast here this evening. 2:26 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Half Moon Bay now on offense, moving left to right. Pintarelli slings it middle, intercepted. That pass is picked off by Derek Noonan as he has a blocking group in front of him across the far side of the field and returns it back to the 49. Another interception for Pintarelli. That's his 3rd interception in the football game. Kevin Moore, Manis Palu, and Derek Noonan have now intercepted Cougar quarterback Dominic Pintarelli in this football game. Pintarelli really throwing that one up for grabs in the middle of the field. And the Panthers take over on offense, going right to left around the 50. This will be a handoff, and that one's tripped up in the backfield. That was the defensive lineman, Peter Bosic, the defensive end, taking the ball carrier down as Baumgarten tried to work it towards the near side. That'll go for a loss of close to 6 yards. A tremendous play by the defensive end. 1 minute and 49 seconds left to play in the third. 3 turnovers tonight committed by Half Moon Bay, 1 against Burlingame. Panthers with the football following the 6-yard loss. It's second down. This is Mahe driving ahead. He had a beautiful hole straight up the middle. Making the tackle was Jonathan Bali, but the center, he went right off of his center, Peter Johnson, and he picks up close to 8 yards on the ground. So that Panther offensive line doing a nice job in between the hedges. Third down and 9. Burlingame with the football on their own 48-yard line. Left hash mark. This is Mahe. Once again, almost same play this time. Straight up the gut. Will only go for about 2, so it's going to bring up fourth down for Burlingame, 4th and 7. And there's now 47 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Football game moving along quickly as the clock reads 8:42 p.m. here on the West Coast as we are approaching the fourth quarter. It's fourth down. Welch will line up to return the football. From this range on the field, you've always got to consider a fake punt try for Burlingame. Heck, they went for a fake field goal earlier on in the first quarter and were unsuccessful. Martinez will line up to punt. He gets it away, a beautiful punt spiraling, and this will send Welch back to his own 20, inside the own 20 for Welch as he catches it around the 15. A tremendous punt by Liam Martinez. And Half Moon Bay will get the football with 11 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 17-7 is our score in favor of Burlingame. John Bali has the only points for Half Moon Bay, a 3-yard rushing touchdown at the start of this third quarter. Half Moon Bay with the football. Pitch goes towards the far side. Ball carrier sees a lane, and that's Welch taking the carry. Tackled across the far side of the field by Brock Harmon, one of the leading tacklers for the Panthers. As the buzzer goes off, third quarter comes to a close. 17-7 in favor of Burlingame over Half Moon Bay here on PlayOnSports.com. Fourth quarter coming up. We switch sides to start the fourth quarter here at Burlingame High School. Half Moon Bay with the football. They trail 17-7. It will be second down and about 4 as they now move right to left on your screen. They have the football on their own 22-yard line. Left hash mark, one wide receiver deep on the top side, pass towards the near side, and that one falls incomplete. Providing the coverage was Liam Martinez, who is the kicker for the Panthers. The intended target was Aiden Garcia. It will now bring up 3rd and 4. Dominic Pincerelli heads back over towards the line of scrimmage, gets the play call from the coaching staff, hands it off to the fullback who bursts ahead. And this one will be very close to the first down marker as he crosses over the 25 around the 26-yard line. That was 4th down. I beg your pardon, it was 3rd down on the previous play. And that one is going to be good enough for a Half Moon Bay 1st down. Late substitutions in for the Panthers defense, but it won't matter. As the rush goes right side, nowhere to work. Making another great tackle is Brock Harmon. I tell you what, we haven't called his name a whole lot, but the stat sheet sure does show it. Number 44 down there for the Panthers, leading the way in that defense in terms of tackles. 2nd down. Cougars going right to left. 11 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the football game. Pintarelli keeps it on the option. Quarterback rolls near side, picks up close to 5. It's now 3rd down for Half Moon Bay as they mark the ball down around the Cougar 33-yard line, left hash mark. We're in the 4th quarter. Cougars trying to get back in this football game. They trail by 10. Pitch goes far side. That's John Bali. A late penalty flag comes in. Bali plays a little middle linebacker on defense, and right there he got the toss. Officiating staff has been very busy here tonight as Mike King stands around the 34-yard line. He is our referee this evening. It will be a holding call against Half Moon Bay. The penalty has been declined by the Panthers defense. So rather than it being a 10-yard loss and the down resuming, the Panthers decline the penalty, keep the offense out in the field, and it will be 4th and 4. Half Moon Bay's offense bunched up. That's Bali in motion as Pintarelli barks out the calls. They try to get that defensive line to jump. They did it once in the game. We'll see if they can do it again. Pintarelli puts the mouthpiece back in. Now he gives the signal. Ball is snapped, pitch near side. Ball carrier takes it and is tackled around the 35. Harmon made the tackle. It's going to be a yard shy of the marker. It'll be a turnover on downs. Panthers defense comes up strong as Harmon makes a great tackle once again for that Panthers defense. The linebacker doing his job. And now Burlingame's offense heads out onto the field. Phenomenal field position to work with as they'll have it on the Cougar 36. 10 minutes and 4 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. Kevin Novice, the quarterback, pump fakes. They're going to pass. He slings it. It's caught at the 19. His man breaks away. That's Robbie Baumgarten. Dives for the near pylon. Did he get in? Yes. Touchdown. Baumgartner gets one on special teams, and he gets one through the air on offense. His 2nd touchdown in the ballgame. So Robbie Baumgartner, a huge, huge offensive force in this 2nd half, picks up his 2nd touchdown. He now has one through the air, and he has one on special teams. If you recall, he had that 80-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, and the Panthers actually decide to burn a timeout. They have 2 remaining. Cougars with all 3. It's 23-7, PAT coming up here in the 4th quarter on PlayOnSports.com. Don't go anywhere. Baumgarten, the holder. Martinez will line up to kick the PAT. And that one is no good. He hooked it that time as it goes just past the left upright. The score will stand at 23-7 in favor of the Burlingame Panthers. Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Robbie Baumgarten has had one heck of a second half, one receiving touchdown and a special teams touchdown. That last touchdown rather, goes for 36 yards. And it's thrown from Kevin Novice on the play fake, or the pump fake rather, as he hits his wide receiver down the near sideline. And now Burlingame has a hefty 23-7 lead with 9 minutes and 55 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter. If you're Half Moon Bay, it's been a rough night in terms of penalties. Several personal foul calls, a couple turnover on downs. Here's a squib kick that will be taken at the 25-yard line. As Half Moon Bay's offense will head out onto the field. They will start this next offensive series from their own 38. It's been a rough night for Dominic Pintarelli. 3 interceptions on the evening. And with the score the way it is, you got to wonder if Half Moon Bay is going to try to keep it going through the air. Instead, they keep it on the ground. This will be a halfback pass as the tailback lined up to throw the ball deep down the field. Alberto Duenas was the carrier who went far side. He had a flanker going down the far sideline deep. That was Bosic who broke away, but Duenas had at least 2 people in front of him as he almost cocked the ball up toward his right shoulder. Nearly fumbled it, but was able to, thankfully, only go down for a 2-yard loss. The ensuing rush goes back to the original line of scrimmage, and now it's going to bring up 3rd down and 10. For the Cougars, the clock is your enemy. 9 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter as it continues to roll here at Burlingame High School. Panthers defense will line up with 2 down defensive linemen. Outside backers come in. Pintarelli flings it, hits his target in the middle. The pass is broken up. A vicious hit put on by Andrew Kennedy. Kennedy almost appeared to spear his target. John Bali was the intended receiver, but Kennedy came in and drilled him. Thankfully, Bali is okay. A vicious hit at midfield will make it 4th down.
It is 4th down, Cougars. 4th and 10.
Robbie Baumgarten and Keahi stand back to return the punt. Bosic at his own 25 on 4th down. As Half Moon Bay gets in some late substitutions, even a late Panther runs in. As Jacob Crowell will head into the football game. Punt is away, fair catch signaled. Keahi brings it in, and the Panthers will now have the football. 8:44 left to play in the fourth quarter. Half Moon Bay with an overall record of 1-6. If the score stands, they will more than likely fall to 1-7 on the year, and they will fall to 1-3 in Peninsula League play. Burlingame, led by head coach John Philippopoulos, will move to 3-5 on the year and pick up their first league win if the score stands. This is a delayed handoff by Baumgarten, and he's tripped up at the thigh, took a vicious shot at the 30. A penalty flag comes down. And that tackle was definitely aimed towards the ankles, as that was Daniel Welch coming up from the secondary. And if you're a Burlingame fan, hold your breath, because Robbie Baumgarten, who has 2 touchdowns for you here this evening, 1 on offense and 1 on special teams, is down on the field grabbing what appears to be his knee at the 30-yard line. 23-7 is our score. We'll take a break. Another great scene here at Burlingame High School in terms of sportsmanship, as Robbie Baumgarten is assisted off the field by his teammates, favoring his right ankle. He took a vicious shot. Kid has had one heck of a football game as he is now being assisted by the medical staff or the medical trainer for Burlingame. He appears to be okay in terms of his overall physical health, but he's definitely favoring that leg. The ensuing play following the penalty was against Burlingame because the hit delivered by Welch on that play appeared to be a clean hit. He just came flying up from that defensive secondary and dove at the legs of Baumgarten. But the penalty goes against Burlingame. Here is a handoff towards the right side. That's Palu around the 30. Brought down for a gain of close to 6 yards. So Burlingame with the football here in the fourth quarter. Clock is rolling. 7 minutes and 40 seconds left to play. 23-7 in favor of the Panthers over the Cougars. Next week, Burlingame will host Aragon, that game on November 2nd at 7 p.m. Half Moon Bay will host Sacred Heart Preparatory. Novice under pressure and just gets rid of the football at the last second. Keahi is the receiver. Pass is caught, but it will be shy of the first down marker. It brings up 4th and 3. And we mentioned the importance of this football game earlier on in the broadcast. Neither one of these teams has a victory in the Peninsula League. So if the score stands, Burlingame would pick up their first W in league play, and Half Moon Bay would fall to 0-3 in the Peninsula League. As we see the Panthers rush to the line of scrimmage on 4th down, they're going to go for it on a fullback dive, and it goes nowhere. It will be shy, as Mahi could not get back past the line of scrimmage. He maybe gained a couple inches. It will be a turnover on downs. Interesting play call from the coaching staff on 4th down when they could have punted the football away. They obviously wanted to keep the ball on the ground and continue to work the clock, but they give it on a simple fullback dive. Half Moon Bay sniffs it out. Their defensive line and linebacking core steps up. They stop it, and now the Cougar offense will have the football with great field position inside the Panther 40-yard line, going right to left. Pintarelli, option, keeps it, has a pitch man, finally gets rid of it, fumble, it's alive and recovered by the Panthers. Derek Noonan with the fumble recovery. He has an INT in this football game, so how about that? The kid has a pick, now he has a fumble recovery, and the Panthers offense heads back out onto the field. The Panthers turned the ball over on down, folks. Less than 2 minutes, less than an actual 2 minutes ago. And Half Moon Bay with a silly pitch right there from the quarterback. He could not get the pitch man, Dominic Pintarelli, over towards his pinch man, Jonathan Bali. And it results in a fumble recovered by the Panthers. Panthers trying to pass the football down the field. Late in the fourth quarter, incomplete. It will bring up 2nd down and 10. 6 minutes and 16 seconds remaining in the football game. Baumgarten still being assisted by the athletic trainer on the near sideline. Took a vicious hit a few moments ago. Burlingame faithful will miss him. Hopefully he's only out for this quarter and we'll see him next week. 2nd down. Palu breaks 2 tackles. And here we go. It's a foot race, and Palu's going to win it. He takes that one for 65 yards into the end zone. So Palu keeps it on the ground, breaks at least 2 tackles on the play, and rushes that one into the end zone for a 65-yard score. And now Burlingame has really opened this football game up. It's 29-7 with the PAT pending, and the Panthers will actually try to go for 2 to make it a 31-7 ball game. Novice rolls out near side. He'll try to dive inside the near pylon, spins inward and gets it. He gets inside as the tackler came in late. Oscar Covarrubias late on the tackle. 2-point conversion good, and it's now 31-7 in favor of Burlingame here in the fourth quarter. 6:04 left to play. Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP. Sean Hennessy here with you, folks. We're in the fourth quarter at Burlingame High School in Burlingame, California. 6 minutes and 4 seconds left to play. Burlingame has officially opened this one up. They lead 31-7 over visiting Half Moon Bay. Half Moon Bay 1-6 on the year will more than likely now drop to 1-7 and 0-3 in the Peninsula League. Burlingame on their way to picking up their first league victory on the season. And they will roll to 3-5 overall and 1-3 in league play. Martinez with the ensuing kickoff for the Panthers. A low squib kick. Bounces several times as the up man for Half Moon Bay keeps it straight towards the middle in between the hashes. Picks up some nice yardage. And the Cougars will have the football around their own 35-yard line. (31-7), 2-point try successful for the Panthers. Half Moon Bay with the football going right to left. Pintarelli hands it off on the fullback dive. That's been the story for Half Moon Bay's offense here this evening, and that double wing look. They rely an awful lot on that big offensive line, especially on those dives. Right off the center, James Dalton. This pass goes toward the near sideline. Officials signal a catch. And that one actually brought in by Kenny Pelican. Gets his first grab in the football game. Pelican playing the wide receiver position at the bottom of your screen. Defensive back's about 8 yards off. Here comes the pressure. And that one sniffed out. Making the tackle on the play was Joe Johnson. Fourth down for Half Moon Bay. It was a loss of 1 as Johnson was able to bring the ball carrier down in the backfield. And the entire defensive linebacking core for the Panthers appeared to cross the line of scrimmage right there. That'll be offsides against the defense. 5-yard penalty. So it was about 4th and 7. Now it's going to be close to 4th and 2. It'll be actually a 4th and a long 1 for Half Moon Bay. Ben Thornton in the backfield as he gets the carry and crosses over the 45-yard line. Very close to the first down marker. The ball's actually pinned right at the first down marker. And we'll wait to see if the officiating staff brings in the chains for a measurement. And indeed they do. 4 minutes and 22 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. And we'd like to remind you to stay tuned for our PlayOnSports.com post-game show. I, Sean Hennessy, will have a live player of the game interview immediately following this broadcast, so stay tuned. I'll take a look at some stats that we have here at the press box of Burlingame High and determine our PlayOnSports.com player of the game. That's all coming up following tonight's game right here on PlayOnSports.com. Chains are out on the field. Ball placed at the 36-yard line, and it appears that Half Moon Bay is an inch shy, and that'll be another turnover on downs. Frustrating night for the Cougar offense, only putting up one touchdown in this matchup. Half Moon Bay on this season being outscored 221 to 104. They're actually riding a 4-game losing streak, on their way to losing 5 in a row. Burlingame on their way to snapping a 3-game losing streak. Panthers with the football. This will be a rush on the left side of the offensive line. Kevin Novice had a real nice football game. Only one interception tonight, but he did have one touchdown through the air to his wide receiver, Robbie Baumgarten, who is now injured on the near sideline. 2nd down and 10. Handoff goes near side. Nice hole to work with as this tailback breaks it away. Duran Andrade takes it up the middle of the field. He gets his first carry of the football game. Little guy gets some nice room and takes it down to the 18. Some quick feet shown by the tailback. 3 minutes and 34 seconds left to play now in the 4th quarter. Andrade is lined up as the right wing. 1st and 10. Panthers have it inside the Cougar 20. Andrade once again following his blockers. Stays upright and is finally tattooed around the 17. On 1st down, he picks up about 2 yards. Daniel Welch making the hit. Flying up from that defensive secondary. You know the kid can bring a lick. He was the tackler that took out Robbie Baumgarten earlier on in this second half. 2nd down and 9. Novice hands it off to the right side, and another late flag comes in. Our back judge, John Seavey, showing off his pitcher's arm as he chucks another yellow flag. Flag was thrown around the 15-yard line. There is 2 minutes and 34 seconds remaining on the game clock here in the 4th quarter. Mike King signals it was an illegal block against Burlingame. It's a 15-yard penalty. The ball will be placed back at the 33-yard line. Half Moon Bay on defense. Wondering what could have been. It was a very close football game. Earlier on, 10-7, then 17-7, and then Burlingame really opened things up as Novice gets the defensive line to jump as he barks out the calls and gives Half Moon Bay a taste of their own medicine, because if you recall, it was Dominic Pintarelli who has been the wizard on that side of the offensive play call in terms of barking out the call and trying to get the defensive line to jump. Kevin Novice gives them a taste of their own medicine. This will be offsides against the defense. Or is it? No, it's going to be a false start against Burlingame. Novice ran over towards the near side like he had gotten the defensive line to jump. Instead, it will be a 5-yard penalty for Burlingame. And that pushes him way back. It's now 2nd and the Pacific Ocean. Handoff goes middle as Kylie Tang gets his first carry in the football game. Number 28 checking in for Burlingame. Takes it down to the 35-yard line. Clock continues to roll. 1 minute and 50 seconds left to play. Don't forget, we have our PlayOnSports.com player of the game interview coming up immediately following this broadcast right here on PlayOnSports.com. As we are approaching 9:15 p.m. here on the West Coast. Third down. Novice hands it off. This is Andrade. Andrade showing some nice patience, slipping away inside the 10. I tell you what, this kid is working late here in the fourth quarter as Derek Nazar made a touchdown-saving tackle inside the 10-yard line. That'll be a fresh set of downs for Burlingame. Stops the clock briefly at 1 minute and 17 seconds. Now the officials signal to roll the clock. A gain of 28 on the ground. Burlingame's rushing attack tonight has really driven them to a victory. Novice has one passing touchdown, but the other scores have been either on the ground or by the special teams. Novice takes a knee inside the 10-yard line. No point in trying to run up the score at this point. 43 seconds, and the Panthers sideline will now gather around the 50-yard line on the far side of the field. A disappointed Half Moon Bay crowd will watch their players gather at the 50 as Half Moon Bay will fall to 1-7 on the year. Burlingame will move to 3-5. One more kneel down should do it. And that's it as Novice takes a knee. And that'll wrap things up here at Burlingame High School. Final score, Burlingame 31, Half Moon Bay 7. As Burlingame picks up their first league win on the year. Clock strikes 0. That'll do it at Burlingame High School. Folks, don't go anywhere. When I come back, I'll announce our PlayOnSports.com player of the game, and I'll have a live interview with that player, all coming up in just a few moments right here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Congratulations to our PlayOnSports.com player of the game. We're going defense for this one, folks, because Burlingame's defense really laid a lick to Half Moon Bay. Only gave up one touchdown, but they were led by the middle linebacker, Brock Harmon. He is our PlayOnSports.com player of the game. So stick around. When we come back, I'll have a live interview with Brock Harmon, our PlayOnSports.com player of the game. Don't go anywhere.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Welcome back, folks, to PlayOnSports.com. Brock Harmon, our PlayOnSports.com player of the game, joined alongside me. I'm Sean Hennessy. We just wrapped up the action here at Burlingame High School. The Panthers knocked off the Half Moon Bay Cougars by a final score of 31-7. Brock, defensive performance, man. It really was. You guys held them strong, only gave up one score.
Yeah.
12 tackles tonight on defense. Talk about your game plan. Talk about your preparation here tonight as you were able to pick up the victory.
Yeah, well, we did a really good job scouting these guys on film. And all practice long, we've had really good practices. I mean, some of the best practices of the year. And we just had a lot of fun in the practices, and that's the reason why we came out so strong.
How about your offense, the ground attack, the ground and pound? It was really working well for you guys. What did you see from the sideline as your offense was able to scoot up and down the field? Offense
is pulling it through. I mean, they did really good. And I don't know why we couldn't get the points on the board, but they just couldn't get it through all the way.
Brock Harmon, our PlayOnSports.com player of the game. 31-7 is our final score here at Burlingame High School. You guys pick up your third win of the year, but most importantly, you pick up that first league win. How good does it feel?
Well, we still got a shot in CCS, and that's really relieving. We still got a shot, and that's what we're playing for.
When you take a look at tonight's matchup, your defense really stepped up, not only in terms of stopping the ground attack, but also stopping the air attack. You guys had 3 picks. Yeah. What was going on in that defensive secondary?
As I said, we've been practicing really well during practices, and they did show a lot of skill in practices, and it shows on the field.
Brock Harmon, our PlayOnSports.com player of the game. Once again, final 31-7 as Burlingame knocks off Half Moon Bay. Last question for you, my friend, before I let you go and celebrate with your team. You guys are able to capture this victory, knock off Half Moon Bay. What do you take away from this game? What are you going to learn from it as you get ready to advance to your next opponent?
Well, we got our confidence back, and that's what we really needed. We've been really slow the last couple months, and we got confidence back, and that's what we need to be Aragon next week.
Congratulations on picking up that first league win. Feels good. Brock Harmon, our PlayOnSports.com player of the game. Folks, don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll wrap things up live right here from Burlingame High School. Don't go anywhere.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Welcome back, folks, to the PlayOnSports.com postgame show. Sean Hennessy back here with you. Burlingame knocks off Half Moon Bay by a final score of 31-7. We're going to wrap things up quickly here for you. Just finished our player of the game interview. It was one of those big linebackers for Burlingame as Brock Harmon, standing next to me a few moments ago, earned our PlayOnSports.com player of the game honors, had 12 tackles tonight and really led that Burlingame defense to a victory as they knock off Half Moon Bay 31-7. I know the big story that will probably really stick in the minds of the Burlingame fan base is the amazing performance by Robbie Baumgarten, as he had an 80-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. He also had a 36-yard touchdown reception, but late in the game, he took a vicious hit by Daniel Welch, and he was taken off towards the near sideline, favoring his knee, and what we've heard, as rumored, could possibly be a ligament injury towards his ACL. So we're hoping all the best for the young man, Robbie Baumgarten, but it appears to be a serious injury that may cost him some playing time here late in the season. Burlingame moves to 3-5 on the year. They pick up their first league win. They move to 1-3 in the Peninsula League. Half Moon Bay falls to a disappointing 1-7 and 0-3 in league play. Folks, that's going to do it. It's going to wrap up all the action here at Burlingame High School. I want to thank my camera operator, Vincent Huergas, my producer, Kevin Smith. I'm Sean Hennessy. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll catch you next week right here on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Bye-bye.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School